What is up, good people? Hope you're doing well. This is Brian Nam. You should hop on over to our Patreon and become a diver to receive exclusive benefits like early and ad-free access to audio episodes, monthly live streams with the founders of Dive Studios, including myself, and so much more. These episodes are made possible only by you, our divers. So thank you for keeping us going. We really appreciate it. It really does make a difference. You can join us at patreon.com/Dive Studios. Thanks.
Welcome to the Beauty Bar, where we tend to beautiful people just like you. We're your hosts, Joan
and Stefanie.
And we want to make sure you're treating not just your face, but more importantly, yourself right.
Today, we're talking about confidence and how it can show in our posture, our facial expressions, and even in the way we carry ourselves in front of others. Now, for our next guest, I am super excited. TikTok superstar.
Yes.
Photographer, dancer, model, all-around talent.
Right. David Suh. And we just had a conversation with him, and it was kind of surreal because I'm always on TikTok and he's definitely appeared on my For You page. And if you're someone who doesn't know how to pose when in, family photos or birthday gatherings, this might be a great episode because we talked a lot about how to feel confident and posture. Every time I say that word, I feel the need to, fix my posture. Yeah, he was very graceful and professional. We learned a lot.
We did. And I love his approach of self-confidence, self-love, and how that can bring out the most beautiful version of yourself in photos. And that was I learned a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. So stay tuned, everyone. All right, make sure to follow and review this podcast on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts.
And if you hate ads, consider becoming a member of the Dive Studios Patreon, where you can access ad-free episodes.
All right, let's welcome a new beautiful face to the show, photographer, model, incredible dancer, David Suh.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
Fabulous. I'm
Thank
doing
you.
Great.
That's awesome. I'm so excited you're on the show. I got totally sucked into your TikTok, and then oh my God, I just got lost for hours. Seriously, like just watching, I'm like, where were you 10 years ago when I started modeling? And I literally had to buy fashion magazines and try to copy the poses
Oh my
to
God.
learn how to pose.
Yeah.
And you're just such a great teacher and so many great tips. I love all your content.
The
Seriously.
ultimate
Thank you.
hype man. I love it.
Right? I'm like, man, I needed this 10 years ago.
Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
It would be really cool to work with you whenever we visit or something. I feel like I would feel so confident and the photo shoot will go by so quickly. Because you give direction. It's kind of hard to find photographers who are very like, do this, do that. I don't know. I would love to work with you one day.
Well, I'll be surprised if photographers have a tough time photographing both of you.
What?
I think there's all like different
different
type of photographers. Because there's some who I mean, working as a professional model, there's sometimes photographers who completely over direct. They're like, stand in this one pose for 30 minutes.
Really?
And I'm like, my back hurts. And then there's some photographers who don't say anything. And it's like, how am I doing? Give me some like feedback because I cannot see myself. I think that's something you also said on one of your TikToks. Like you become the mirror of that person being like, yes, you look hot.
Yeah.
What's your go-to? I know you, what are your go-to confidence boosters? What do you love to like say to your models?
There's no real like catchphrase for me. It's just really, I think when people see my TikToks, they imagine or assume my photo shoots to be like Beyonce in the background 24/7. Everyone's jumping up and down.
Wait, it's not?
Is that the giant fan going for the hair?
Yeah, giant fan going. No, I gotta let you down. I'm sorry.
So it's like complete silence.
No, I mean, it's not silence, but for me, I like to have it feels a little bit more meditative. I have something like maybe even jazzy playing in the background, but nothing like messy jazz. It's kind of like cafe kind of jazz. Sometimes even like lo-fi. Sometimes even classical music. I like to really like mellow down and connect with my clients. There was a point, this is so interesting. There was a point where TikTok made me think their perception of me was me. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like that Beyonce 24/7. Like I thought that was me because at some points too, because like a lot of my clients are now coming from TikTok. And I felt like I needed to almost live up to their perception of me.
Yeah.
So there was a point where I was like trying to be that like Energizer Bunny, Beyonce playing in the background, but it was so exhausting for me because that wasn't me.
Yeah.
And going that route felt like I was almost relying on like Beyonce playing in the background, all this like hype music playing in the background to get them amped. When in reality, for me, it's really just about sitting down with my clients and just like taking them through each of the process. And that just means like, hey, we're gonna have an awesome time, and then like just walking them through everything, telling them, hey, you don't have to second guess anything today. I'm gonna be your mirror, like you said. I'm gonna be your mirror today. Everything I do, you would do. Everything you do, I do. And I joke around with them, saying, you know, your goal today is to be more fabulous than me, and I'm gonna guide them through everything. And it's like it's very different. It's very different from what people, I think, usually imagine what I would be like at a photo shoot.
It makes sense because TikTok is like 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and you have to use trendy music, something that Doja Cat just released, and it's exciting. So I kind of get where you're coming from, because when you're doing all these TikTok trends or kind of making these TikTok trends your own, a lot of people probably relate to that or look at it super like, oh my gosh, I can totally do that. He's super cool. I can totally I don't know. I feel like you definitely give confidence through the lens. And I feel like if you do it in real life and have like a couple hours of session, like, you know, it will be different because you have to repeat like Doja Cat, I don't know, like for 5 hours.
For 5 hours.
You know?
You will.
Hey, we love
keep the same
Doja
energy,
Cat.
you know? Yeah, of course.
They're so funny because on my shoots they love putting on Beyonce.
Oh,
it's
really?
like and I'm just, oh my God. Or my boyfriend's music, which I'm like, I love him.
Oh my gosh,
but
that would
please
be the worst.
stop playing his music.
Oh goodness. Wait, what is your boyfriend?
He's a Korean, he's a Korean artist. And I mean, I know they're trying to do it like as like a sweet gesture, but I'm like, I've heard his songs so many times.
You know,
anything else.
No, I totally know what you mean, because I was just having lunch with one of my friends who is like a singer, and literally the next 4 songs were
in the cafe or restaurant. Oh my God, they do that all the time.
And it's like, you know, don't do that because you're only gonna kick us out.
And then people look at you like how you react.
You're
and
like,
I'm like,
my
what do you want me
God.
to do? Be like, yeah. And
Like, all right, free concert, let's go.
Start performing, yeah. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Just start twerking on the table. I'm like, yes, love my boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, I would love to see that happen though. Like, let's grab dinner and then they're gonna be like, oh, the whole album.
I get so awkward. I'm like, ha ha ha, hello everybody.
Wow, twerking for the whole album. Wow.
It's gonna, damn, my back can't handle that.
Yeah. I mean, in TikTok it'll work because it's only for 30 seconds, but
right.
for the
You gotta
whole
give it your
meal, just
best.
imagine. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But do you have, going back to your shoot, do you have kind of a play-by-play how you make your clients comfortable? Is there a step-by-step kind of how you approach the situation?
I think just the beginning. So makeup and hair is always provided in my experience. I want them to be pampered and feel good and look good. And like even then, when they first get into their like first outfit, step onto the photo shoot stage, They're always nervous 100% of the time.
Hmm.
But I always walk them through the same thing I said earlier on. I tell them, I literally have you from your brows to your toes. And if you ever have a moment throughout today's shoot where you feel self-conscious, you're not sure if your pinky's looking all right, your elbow's looking all right. If I haven't said anything, it means it's looking great because I see literally everything. And yeah, I mean, like, and then I go into sort of practicing being a mirror with them. I say, okay, if I bring up this hand, and then they like also bring up that hand. And then if I say, put out this foot, and they put out that foot. And then I say, like, we're gonna put out this hip, and then we put out this hip. And then they're doing it with me. And then like in 3 steps, they're already in their first pose. And I was like, that wasn't that hard, right? And they're like, yeah, that was pretty easy. And then we high five and then we just go from there. And then like we go straight into me posing with them, giving them direction. Like every single pose there's intention behind it. And by the end of the shoot, my clients even start doing their own little thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Giving them that little confidence boost. Because that's so important on set. The vibe is so important.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, if it's too critical or if people don't say anything, it's just like, am I okay? Is it,
goodness.
Yeah. Usually, I don't know, because you are a professional model and I'm just an influencer. So whenever I go to these shoots, they're just like natural. And I'm like, okay. And so that's really tough for me because I don't really know. So I'm just like, oh, where do I put my hand? And I'm like, this is natural. Like, this is like my secret safe pose all the time. It's like have one hand covering the right side and then maybe have like a glass of wine in front of me. And I'm like, this is like my go-to. All my friends make fun of me for it, saying, this is the Joan, you know? Like, that's the only natural pose. So imagine like having a full-on photo shoot and all the photos just like, you know, I mean, it's not always that, but when I'm standing up, I like really don't know what to do. I mean, I got better over time. I think practice does make perfect. And it's kind of like a job interview where the first one always goes wrong and the second one you do slightly better. And then, I don't know, after 4 years of it, you just feel a little more confident and you kind of know what you want. You kind of know what they want. So like you guys both mentioned, like it takes time and practice.
Oh, definitely. Even if I think about my first ever professional photo shoot, my first ever job I booked with my agency in America. Oh my God. I thought I was the shit. I'm like, I'm a professional model now. And I looked at the photos. I'm like, oh Lordy Lord.
Oh yeah.
It was a catalog shoot. And I had no idea what I was doing. I'm like, I just did the hand on the hip thing.
Oh yeah,
just the whole time,
that. We are all guilty of this in high school because your arm just looks slightly like more toned when you have it up like this. Dude, I'm so guilty of this.
Do you have a favorite go-to pose?
Yeah, do you?
Honestly, for me, it's just like hands in the pocket.
Oh my gosh,
so simple for me.
Yes,
and that's something I always talk about in. I guess not emphasize enough is keeping to simple things. I mean, for me, I'm photographing the everyday people, right? I'm not photographing models. I'm not photographing people wanting to be models. They're like working moms, maybe even single moms, or like high school students graduating, college students, and then like young professionals who just want to see themselves beautiful in photos for the first time. And like I say that because it's very different from like going to like a fashion photo shoot where it's about the outfits and you're trying to create all these crazy shapes to capture people's attention. For me, again, it's just like helping them see their most beautiful selves in photos. And it doesn't have to be, and to do that, it doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be all these crazy arms and stuff. So in my TikToks, I try to communicate that and saying like, it doesn't have to be crazy poses. It can be very simple poses. And my theory behind posing is that, you know, it's a way to communicate with our body. And if we think of it that way versus, oh my gosh, what are the 3 poses that I memorized? Right? Like Joan, you said like, oh, you have your go-to pose. But if we instead think of it as like communicating with our body, we've been communicating with our bodies for however many years we've been alive.
Mhm.
right? And like I forget from my UC Davis psychology class,
Oh,
like
Bay Area.
yeah, like a huge percentage of overall communication has to
Mhm.
do with just nonverbal communication, right? Whether
Yeah,
that's
true.
with our body and hands or even just the tone itself.
Mm.
So if we think of posing in that sense of like communicating, what are we trying to convey? It becomes so much easier than like just memorizing like 3 poses, right?
Mm. So do you think you are a dancer? I introduced you as a dancer. Do you think that helped with the poses? Because I feel like there's so many motions you can make, you know? Take a photo like this.
Wow.
I don't know why I'm stuck
Again,
on Doja
again,
Cat
let me get
today. I don't know what it is.
Let me get my camera out.
Oh my gosh. But I feel like it would be so helpful because there's so many, what is it? There's so many.
You know how to move your body.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know,
Yeah.
It's the only
I can-
TikTok dance I'm thinking of right now.
I can almost tell right away when I photograph my clients if they have some sort of dance background.
Oh.
Um,
He's gonna he's gonna take pictures of it. He's like, oh yeah, not dancer.
no.
For me.
Steph is aboard.
I think dancers just whether they're professionals or like they just had a little bit of dance classes here and there, it shows because my photo shoots are kind of like dance classes.
Mm.
It's like dance classes and it's like yoga. It's like an exercise. They're always so tired at the end. I'm exhausted by the end because again, it's like a mirror, right? If you go to a
Right.
dance class, you see a mirror and you're following the instructor.
Mm.
So it makes a lot of sense. This is like clicking in my brain now. It's like, why can I so easily tell? And it's because if you're used to going to dance classes and following the instructor and the movements and memorizing,
Mhm.
then like it, like you said, like practice makes perfect and like it becomes second nature for you.
Yeah.
Versus someone trying to take a dance class for the first time, but like they might be a little delayed in their movements and following along.
Right.
Maybe people who are more used to dance might make more precise movements when the teacher does this versus a beginner going over too much. So that's what I realized with clients who've had dance backgrounds. They make like very subtle movements that's very precise, very elegant. There's a sense of elegance to it. There's a flow to it. And yeah, I mean, like I think the dance background for me as a photographer in helping my clients, it helps because I can sort of like isolate the different joints a little bit more. I have a dance background in popping, which has to do with like isolations and then like moving your body.
I can't do that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like
Imagine
We're
like,
like, we're
behind
not-
the camera. That's so cool.
That's so-
that's exactly what I do. It's like, I
Really, yeah.
just sit behind the camera and I go like this. It's a whole performance I give. That's why they look so
"Yay."
gorgeous.
So you have a good time during
We have
your
a great
shoots.
time. We have a great time.
That's so important to make your clients feel comfortable, especially like you said, they're not professional models. And I loved also your TikTok series that you just approach strangers in public. And I was like,
That's
wow.
so scary for me.
Oh my God, that sounds like my nightmare. Just going up to people like, hey, I'm just so scared of rejection.
Yeah.
I'm like, ah. Let's thank this episode's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an alternative option to in-person counseling. It's a way to get help all from the comfort of your own home. You can do it anywhere as long as you have a connection via computer or phone. Within just 48 hours of registering, you can match with a professional to speak about your issues. Check out betterhelp.com/beautybar. There's so many different counselors that specialize to suit your specific needs, whether it's anxiety, stress, or depression. There's a whole list you can check out on their website. There's also opportunities for financial aid for those qualified. I really encourage people who need help to seek it out. And I like that services just as BetterHelp are there to help make that process more accessible. Talking things out in a safe environment with a professional can really make a difference. If you feel you need someone to help navigate your mental health, I suggest checking out BetterHelp as a potential option. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/beautybar. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/beautybar.
Have you ever gotten rejected by the
Oh
straight
my
ones?
gosh, yes. It was
Huh?
like maybe like once or twice. But it was Valentine's, and I was passing out. I had a bag of flowers and bag of like pepero,
Oh.
and I was giving out pepero too, and then saying, "Hey, like, let me photograph you. It's Valentine's. You know, I want to show you like, you know, self-care, right? Before thinking of someone else. Like, let's kind of like the message of falling in love with ourselves too, right?"
Oh.
And there was like a group of like 4 ladies, and I was with my assistant. She was videographing me, and I was just like, "Hi, it's like Valentine's Day. I want to ask if I could photograph you. Like, you all look so beautiful." And then they looked at me like really odd, like kind of look up and down. And I think they thought I was trying to get their number or like ask them out.
All 4
And I
of
was-
them.
I know.
Yeah, all 4 of them.
And then like they gave me such like a pitiful like, "Oh, it's okay, thank you," like as if they're like trying to be nice about, I don't know what it was. But you know, I understand that too. I don't
Yeah.
take it as any bad thing. Like,
Mhm.
hey, like I can't even imagine like the things I see of like my friends who get like, I mean, men are just, you know, sometimes it's just terrible. So I can imagine all the terrible experiences they've
But
had
you were
before.
coming at them with flowers and pepero. Like that
I
doesn't
know.
look dangerous.
I like to think I don't look like the most intimidating
Would you
guy.
say yes?
Or like,
Probably not.
People have done this to me
Really?
too. They're like, "Can we take a photo?"
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
"No."
Yeah.
And then run away. Sorry, no.
Actually, you're right. I don't think I would say yes. Unless the area, like for example, like Seoul Fashion Week, DDP, when people are like, "Can I take a picture?" I'm like, "Sure, let's go." But if I was just walking around like Itaewon and someone was like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" I'm like, "No, thank you."
Because they do that here. They're like
Right.
outfit of the day. They
Yeah.
do that many
Oh, they
times
do?
at like Karusuke.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
They just
yeah.
photograph
Just random people.
Like they like, and then they have like an Instagram or they post it somewhere. Be like fashion inspo.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no.
I didn't get asked that much though, so maybe I wasn't stylish
Oh,
enough for
goodness.
that.
No.
No. But
let me ask you right now.
Oh, do you have some tips for us? Some Zoom conference call?
Oh yeah,
How to look-
poses or
Zoom conference call poses? What
yeah,
is that?
like, pretend this is the camera.
I have such bad posture.
Oh yeah, same.
He's
Don't
like
look at
these.
me, I'm slouched over. I don't know if I'm the right person.
I know
to
we're all in
ask
our
that.
comfortable chairs and be like, okay, how
I'm
do
like-
we pose
I'm
today?
like, let me put my leg up here.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
Like pretend
don't
there's
know.
jazz music in the background.
Yeah.
And let's say this was the beauty bar photo shoot. What is your first
Okay, okay,
go-to
okay, okay,
pose?
okay.
Let's do this.
Okay, so
Here
let's
I am
see
just
here,
be like,
let's
all
see.
right.
I guess your go-to pose.
All right,
I mean,
go-to pose.
John's like,
Go-to
something
pose.
like
I'm not even kidding. Now you will notice it so much more.
really?
Yeah.
I do always the step pose, like 1 foot, like,
Oh
like a
yeah.
little tippy toe
I've
step.
seen.
And my boyfriend, fiance, I forgot my ring today, but my fiance.
A mess today.
Oh,
oh
just-
goodness, no coffee.
Oh,
I
it,
gotta
it was
hear.
quite the morning. We're getting furniture delivered.
Oh,
I'm not
really?
there. I'm just like, oh, how's it gonna go?
Oh gosh.
But anyways, I'm here and it's all good. But what I was trying to say is he makes fun of me and he copies me all the time. He has become the true Instagram husband.
Like, you know,
Wow.
Doing
Yeah.
and he like
Yeah.
makes, I think he can do an entire Instagram of just copying how I pose in situations. He's
love
so
it.
good at it. I'm like, this guy.
you need to expose him.
Oh, he would hate it.
expose him.
No,
He'll
it's not
stop
cool.
forever. It's not cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry, David. Please
Sorry about
direct
that.
us. We're
Um,
here.
I mean, a
Wild.
concept I talked about on my Instagram post and my TikTok post today is how to never run out of poses. And the way to do that is to just rotate. Oh, you saw it?
I saw it.
Oh, goodness.
Rotate. And I was like, whoa, I never thought about it that way. So it's like one like this.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
like-
No, not like that. But I was like,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
makes so much sense though.
Getting different angles.
Yes.
Oh, it does.
I mean, like the context is important, right? The context is important because I think what it is that when, again, the everyday people, right? We're let's say friends trying to take a photo of us, even at like, let's say it's a dining table right now, right? At a restaurant. We just want a cute like dinner photo and you have this table available. Joan, we gotta go for the classic go-to pose.
Of course. We gotta
But
have
I think most people, when we think about, okay, what's the next pose?
Right.
We think we have to do something so drastically different.
Mm-hmm.
The thing for me is even if you change one like joint, I call it 7 posing points. You have like 7 joints. Even changing one of them, like even going to here is a new pose.
Oh.
Right? Even changing this is a new pose. Even changing that is a new pose. But we think we have to go from here to like here.
Oh yeah.
To make it a new pose.
Put your leg up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
It's a
changing
mess.
one thing, and even if you were to go from here to working this shoulder, and then changing that point, like those are all new
So
poses.
graceful when you do it, and you're like this.
It's amazing because you're so good at verbalizing it. Like how you teach it, it makes so much sense. And I feel like I just had to kind of trial and error certain things, practice in front of the mirror. Like, and now I do these things and I watch your TikToks you talk about it, I'm like, oh my God, that's what it is. That's really what it is.
You said it out loud for her.
Yeah. One thing I always, for a TV show I did here, I was teaching my fiance posing because we had a magazine shoot together and I called it the samgak kimbap. Do you know samgak kimbap? The triangle. Because it's so like angles, like triangles, making triangles with your body and poses will look good always. And now if you look at magazines, you see it everywhere. Like always triangles, like it's the like angles, right? Like making angles and
wow, the samgak kimbap. That's so
I
cute.
learned something today. I feel like I'm leaving today's episode with like more tips.
You gotta go a lot further than just this one,
all right, so no more. Like from now on, when my friends are gonna be taking pictures, like, okay, new pose, I'm gonna be like, okay, move a little bit.
The thing is, like, you want to get into a mode of flow, right? You don't want it to be just okay, 1, 2, 3, pat. And then, and then they're like, what do you do next? And they're like,
oh my gosh, I wish my friends took
1, 2,
photos
3.
like that.
For me, when Lucero, my assistant, takes photos for me, she's usually just kind of like clicking away as I move. So it becomes more of, like I said, like moving and just like moving time to time versus like click. Okay.
Wow.
Click, 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 right? So like I'm kind of just like moving through, just moving the joints.
So graceful.
And whatever it is. But still having sort of like a metronome for me. And that's where the flow comes in, right?
Oh my gosh, you're so right. Do you have one of those on at your studio?
No, that would be
just a shutter.
So, like crazy. Yeah. No, but if we go back to like the rotating, even when we're at our table, when we only get to use our upper body, instead of just being here, we can go sideways. We can start from sideways here, right? We can go from here and just relax just a little bit, right? And then we can also, and then you can relax.
I told you I'm not a professional. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then you can also lean forward, right? And then you can also fix your hat back here. You can look back.
Oh yeah, I always touch.
You're so
touch is
cute.
Great. It's things that we do on a regular basis, right?
Yeah.
No, you're so
do you have any good hand tips? Like that's like always making hands look natural and not like awkward.
You know, like the thing is like hands is the last thing I would change. And I think that's why I say rotating.
So cute. Who's this? Who's this? Oh my goodness.
This is my
hello, friend.
So cute.
Hello. He's like, I'll show you. I'll teach you how to pose.
She's quite the diva herself.
Does
She's
your dog
getting
have
quite feisty.
an Instagram account?
She does. She does. She does.
Of course,
I
it's
don't
LA.
post too much on it, but
Oh,
people
okay.
have found it and they have shown her a lot of love, even though she doesn't post a lot.
I feel like so many dogs in LA are Instagram famous.
Ah, we have 2 dogs too. And one
Mm.
of our dogs, Gomi,
Gomi.
she is, I call her the superstar of this family. She is just, she'll like pose and she has like these like there's some like emotion in her eyes. She's so freaking
So
good.
cute.
This dog is a true superstar.
Damn.
She's just like,
Oh,
bam.
we need to get
dog.
her on the
Bam.
podcast.
Yeah.
We gotta get your dog
Just
and
have them
Gomi
meet and we're like,
on the podcast. It's just me. So cute.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh,
the
that's so
doggy.
cute.
All right, sorry.
It's like, stop
Back
talking
to
Sorry,
the
about dogs.
topic.
Move on.
All right. You mentioned earlier before the podcast that you are a morning person. Can you
Yes.
walk us through your morning routine? Like what makes you feel beautiful? How do you get your day started?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Morning is so important to me because I work for myself. I operate a small business, and without structure, if I don't put in the effort, everything is structureless, right? Like I could just go to sleep at 4 a.m. playing games if I don't have structure. And like,
I feel so cold.
I mean, that's the cool thing. I mean, like before COVID and like quarantine and things, like people who work a typical 9 to 5 would be so envious of me. And they're like, oh my gosh, David, wow, you can work whenever you want. You can walk Maya whenever you want. You can take days off whenever. But I'm so like to a certain point, I'm glad quarantine happened. They got to experience that, especially the ones that were kind of like envious and even jealous. Because now they're like, oh my gosh, David, how do you do this? Because they're going crazy at home because they can't, now they need to learn how to manage their time.
Yeah.
So
It's tough.
yes,
The structure.
going to sleep like at the right time at 11 and getting my 7 hours to wake up at 6 a.m. to go work out, just move my body and have a goal, fitness goal, a health goal, prioritizing health a little bit more. I have a fruit protein smoothie, which is really yummy. And that really just sets my day. It's about, I'm very big on intention, setting intention. What am I gonna do that day? And starts with doing something for myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about your skincare routine? Do you have one?
I do have a skincare routine. It used to be very, very simple of just what is it? It was really just toner and moisturizing. And then I just cleanse at night. But now I've added just a little bit more. I've added like vitamin C and some serums to help hydrate a little bit more. And then I exfoliate at night too. So
Wow, got like a full routine going
Yeah.
now.
it's been good. And I mean, like having to be on camera literally every day, like that's a big incentive too. And like, you know, it feels good to see your skin get healthier and stuff. So
has that nice glow.
Yeah,
It
you're
does give you another
radiating.
boost of confidence. You're
Yeah.
like,
oh, thank you.
For sure.
what makes you feel beautiful?
What makes me feel beautiful? I mean, what makes me feel beautiful is, I think a big part of it is knowing that with something as simple as photography, I can have some sort of small impact in this world, helping other people see their beauty, right? Because like if you really think about it, like it's just photography. It's just like me pressing a button on a camera. I find like I'm very blessed to know that I have a small gift that I can use to like impact people's lives. And that makes me feel good, and that makes me feel beautiful.
Oh, he feels beautiful when other people feel beautiful.
I love that.
Oh, that is so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
That really touched my heart too.
Yeah.
So when you are traveling, because you do quite a bit of traveling, right?
Now I do
Yeah.
with this crazy new like sort of career of content creating and then
Mhm.
more clients through TikTok, and yeah, now I'm traveling more.
How do you keep a routine amidst that? Because
That's
routine
tough.
is
Question.
important to you, right?
That's so tough. I refuse to answer that because I'm very also passionate on staying in my own lane.
Oh, okay.
And like if I can't give advice, I don't give advice. Right
Mhm.
now, like it's really tough for me because I realize I'm a very big like homebody.
Mm.
I find a lot of comfort in being able to settle down in my routine,
Mhm.
and I tend to like really rely on that routine that I set up. But once I like mix that up and I'm flying somewhere, it gets really tough. So
Yeah.
you know, like I have in my head when I fly to New York, I really want to get to these exercises still, even if it's just moving my body, and having some healthy meals and stuff like that. So it's just in my forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do so far.
Yeah. Takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Yeah.
with the time zones, I bet it's hard to get back into the routine, but
Oh
you'll get
gosh.
used to it. You seem like, oh my God, your dog is so cute.
And of course, dog kisses, big part of the skincare
Yeah.
routine.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's the secret. That's the secret.
Since when have you been doing photography? Since college, right?
High school, I
High
think.
Like
school
high
even?
school, yeah. I mean, it's
Wow.
been like 8, 9 years. I've been saying 9 years for the last couple of years, so I don't know. But I started in high school. My first passion was dance, and then it got into photography soon after
Nice.
that. So
And
yeah.
now, as an adult, you have blown up on TikTok basically and all the social media platforms. I
Right.
mean, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Because usually people when they start TikTok, they're teenagers,
They're
they're
younger.
pretty younger. Like,
Mhm.
how do
Oh,
you feel
yeah.
as like an adult having such a huge platform and starting more traditionally with your work with photography and now having such a huge platform? How has that affected your work?
Right. I feel like it's because there aren't that many photographer TikTok content creators as well. I mean, if you think TikTok is like dance, beauty TikTok, but you're doing something totally different. How did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, blowing up now, I'm so grateful it's happened like this way before, like instead of me finding this when I'm a teenager. TikTok's definitely helped me craft my voice more. But even before TikTok, I was always working on um, finding my voice, right? Like I always worked on social media and communicating. I never saw social media like a lot of other photographers do. I think majority of the time, if you type in, if you were to just like blind throw and pick a photographer on Instagram, you would most likely just see their work in their top 9 posts.
Mm-hmm.
But even before TikTok, I would put a lot of my face on there. Even though I was a photographer, even though I was a small business and a service, I strayed away from just having like my client photos in my portfolio. I think a lot of photographers and creatives alike, they make their Instagram their portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I strayed away from that because I wanted to find my voice and communicate my voice. And I could only do that if I showed my face, talked about my values. And I'm glad I found TikTok after I've been doing that for so long. And business wise too, I'm so glad I got to get business savvy and learn about serving my clients before this like viral boom for me. One of my clients told me mid shoot, she was like, "Wow, this is really cool." Because I asked her like, "Oh, how am I like versus like online and in real life?" And she said, "This is really awesome. Like you go like you're so much more like you feel so much more powerful in the way you care and you show love in person and so much more professional too." And I said, "Oh wow, I didn't I thought it was professional online too, but she said her company has worked with other like TikTokers or influencers before, and she said they didn't have much professionalism. And I think it's because
Mm.
they didn't have like they didn't set up a small business. They weren't used to serving clients before. And all of a sudden now they have to, because they're viral, they're trying to like, I don't know, teach other people. But I had that before, and it's just helped me magnify that. So yeah, no, it's been really awesome to find this blessing now versus before.
You came in as a professional, which is, I think, what's that word? I can't think of the word, but it's convenient because now you don't have to teach yourself how to do
Yes, yeah,
everything. I
Yeah.
feel like with new platforms, you have to learn the new face. You have to learn what works and what doesn't, but you kind of put everything you know and people are loving it, and that's awesome.
yeah. No, thank you. I mean, there's already so much to learn as a content creator. I mean, I moved to LA. It's been a month for me here.
Wow.
Um, yeah, and I moved here to really explore my career. Like I'm juggling this career as a small business owner and as a content creator now to explore that new career. Also, there's so much to learn there. It would be crazy to be learning both that and starting a business. So,
Right.
again, I'm really blessed and grateful.
Yeah. You're both behind the camera and in front of the camera. That is kind of rare for a lot of photographers, I feel like, right? I mean,
Showing
you're
their
like that
face.
too, though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess so.
right? But usually, I don't know, when, for example, makeup artists, when they're applying makeup on you, they're like, oh my gosh, you must always have perfect makeup every day. And they're like, no, I'm used to this. So they're used to applying makeup and not doing their own makeup. But I feel like it's kind of similar for you guys. You guys are so used to perfecting the image, capturing the right moments, but you guys are also very good at getting captured. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
cool
That's
to
I mean,
good.
see.
I think it both like helps each other, like both
Yeah, of
skills
course.
kind
for
of blends
sure.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't feel because I also am a photographer and direct music videos, and
Wow.
like modeling, coming from the modeling world, it has definitely helped a lot. Especially, I love working with female artists, especially for music videos, because they, even though they're artists, they might not be professional models, but just giving them like that little bit of a hey, like if you do your legs like this, they're gonna look like 2 meters long. And they really appreciate those like little tips because they also know coming from the other side in front of the camera that you know these things. And I think they have that trust then as well.
No, it definitely helps so much.
Can I ask what's easier, being a photographer or getting captured, like being a creator, model, dancer?
Oh. Wait.
What else was there?
Photographer versus what?
In
Being a
front or
model, let's
behind the
say. Yeah,
camera?
in front or behind the camera. Yeah.
I find it really fun being in front of the camera. Because like the last 9 years has been me being behind the camera. Um, I mean, I'm behind the camera professionally.
Yeah.
And I'm in front of the camera more so for fun. I mean, content creator, I'm trying to treat it more as like a real profession now too. So I guess it's professionally as well, but I'm finding a little bit more just like a breath of fresh air in terms of like being like feeling really cool in front of the camera. And that's been a new thing for me, like start of quarantine. I've been, with quarantine and giving me more time for myself, I said, I want to do this for myself so I can really, I can really I want to embody what I communicate to my clients and not just like be words. I want to be able to represent that myself with my own body, and that means showing myself self-care, self-love, and really seeing beauty for myself. And I thought that was very important, so I've been doing that, and it's been amazing. So being in front of the camera it's really fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you have any other projects coming up or anything you'd like to tell our listeners about?
Yes. I have a very fun project coming up. I'm creating my first course on by myself or with my own team. It's gonna be called "How to Be Photogenic in 30 Days."
Can
Oh.
we be part of that class? Or can
Oh,
I?
come on, stop
I
it.
would love to take part on that.
You need to be the TAs for
Oh my
the
gosh.
course.
Wait, so it's just a course? It's not a book? It sounds like a great title for a book as well. I don't know.
It's called Love
maybe
Yourself.
maybe
In
we can
30
co-write
days.
that
In
together.
30
We can
days.
co-write that together. No, it's gonna be a really fun course of, I mean, even the title itself. It's just really punchy and really catchy, and like, the term photogenic has been so loosey-goosey, and just how it's been defined through social media and Instagram and things like that, and people very, like, whether it's jokingly or very seriously saying, oh, like, I'm not photogenic. I think there's a lot of social impact that word has. It's not as light as its definition of not looking pretty in cameras. I think it has a direct correlation to like beauty and self-worth and what people think. I think a lot of people have had bad experiences with photos, and I truly think that makes an impact on how they feel about themselves too. And I've certainly found a lot of confidence and love for myself when I've been able to see it on camera and see the beauty for myself. So yeah, and to be able to teach people that, to be able to find that for themselves is so beautiful. Like I said earlier on, that makes me feel beautiful. That makes me feel joyful. So yeah, it goes way deeper than just like being photogenic. That's like the surface level. But what the students will really take away from that is confidence and self-worth and intention and purpose. And it's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be coming out probably in about a month. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That sounds exciting.
That's really
Thank you.
I absolutely love that. You're 100% right. Like, taking a good photo, there is so much more to it than just being like physically beautiful. There has to be confidence. Like, you have to really feel yourself to, to take, anybody can take a beautiful photo or have the beautiful photo taken if you're just feeling yourself and feel confident.
It's the confidence. But like, I always tell people, like, everyone is inherently beautiful. To everyone listening to this too, like, you are beautiful. You don't need to get to a certain level. It's not I'm beautiful when, it's you are beautiful. And it's about seeing that. It's about realizing that for yourself. And I think one of those ways to do it is through like photography and exploring yourself and giving yourself time, showing yourself love and patience.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for being on our show.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Before we go, can you introduce your channels or let our listeners know where they can find you?
Yes. You can find me on TikTok at David Suh. You can also find me on YouTube at David Suh. But on Instagram, it's David Suh Photo.
You couldn't get David Suh.
I know. I'm actually trying to talk to David Suh right now. He's actually a photographer as well.
Oh, really?
Ah, goodness. But yes, David Suh and David Suh Photo. Yeah.
Thank you so much for teaching us and spending time with us today.
Oh, thank you. I had a delightful time.
It was so lovely. I feel super confident now after talking with you. I'm like, let's take some photos.
Start the day.
Fly over right now.
Yes. Please do visit Korea.
I will.
As soon as this is all over. Would love to meet you.
Yeah, he said he used to live in Korea as a kid.
Oh, really?
We talked in the beginning.
Well, it's only like I visit every year. All my family is in Korea.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm like, me and my sister's the only one out here right now. So, now it's just been 2 years since I've gone, but usually I visit every year, feeling like it's time.
Yeah,
so
soon. Yeah.
probably like early next year.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know when you're coming to Seoul.
Yeah, we'll help you film the street contents. Hey, here's some roses.
It's actually gonna be you playing as a stranger.
You're like, oh my
God.
God.
I could do it.
Hello?
No, I'm good. Sorry. show some
And then
attitude.
you have to cry. You have to cry, fake cry when I show you the photo. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for having thank you for so much for having us.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of the evening back in LA.
Yes,
Have a
thank
wonderful
you.
night.
Have a
wonderful
wonderful
day
night.
for you too.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Learned so much today. Yeah.
We truly did. No,
Yeah.
it was so fun. I feel inspired and confident.
Yes.
Are you ready to take our episodes photos after this?
I am. I'm gonna not do this. Maybe a little bit of that. I don't know. We'll see. If you wish to stay updated on this show, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Dive Studios. Full episodes are on youtube.com/divepods.
Also, please join us on Patreon at patreon.com/The Dive Studios for exclusive content and ad-free listening from the Dive Studios network.
Once again, subscribe to and review this podcast, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye. You like that?
You like that?
You want some of that?
You want some of that? If you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to this channel.
And please turn on the notification bell and you'll never miss an episode.
Nope.